Hello, this is World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, November 25th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, and 7:30 p.m., I think, India time, some parts of India. And please check your time converter to join this open WUAS News and Question and Answer from whatever time zone you're in, from whatever of 200 countries you're potentially in. So as we wait to see if people will join, I'm holding up a sticker for worlduniversityandschool.org, as well as the WUAS Press, WUAS Bookstore, Computer Store, Robotics Store, WUS Corporation with their Twitter feeds as well. And check those out. Come into conversation with World University and School on Twitter or on LinkedIn, where WUAS is also posting announcements for these WUAS News and Question and Answers, as well as the World University and School monthly business meetings on third Saturdays, presently at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, noon time, Eastern Time, USA and Canada. Both are open, and welcome your participation in the Zoom call. Check out the agendas beforehand as well. So as we wait, I don't see anyone seeking to join us presently. I'd like to begin with agenda item 0 on the World University and School WUAS wing, the first of 2 WUAS wings. It's a 501c3 or similar, and check out the guidestar.org candid listing for World University and School. For CC4 licensed ocw.mit.edu centric wiki, World University and School, and check out the 2 tax ID numbers at worlduniversityandschool.org at the bottom, both for the 501c3 at the US federal level, as well as the state of California's tax-exempt legal entity level. So agenda item 0, huge development in recent emails on Saturday, November 23rd, 2024, and regarding a proposed Reed College book group first one in Canyon, California, 94516, about 8 miles southeast of Berkeley, potentially newly in January of 2025. Thanks so much to U.S. federal lawyer Robin Phillips, also a Reedy, for RSVPing to the one proposed one on December 14th, 2024, Saturday. Glad she might be able to make it from Alexandria, Virginia via a farm workers meeting in Fresno, California, and then to Canyon, California on December 14th. It's still a little up in the air, but I'm thinking it's likely that the first proposed Reedy book group will occur in January of 2025. So the huge development is from potentially someone also in the U.S. federal government, friend David from childhood from the Eastern Seaboard, and who wrote that he says, good luck with your move, and we'll have to catch up another time in the future. I wish you success in California. Best, David. Incredible that he is wishing me and World University and School luck with an upcoming move from being in an asylum in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania presently, to asylum houses since August of 2022, and moving forward into a newly safe Canyon 94516 potentially. This came at about the same time that I received an email from the outgoing District 7 California State Senator with offices in Orinda, California, about 8 miles from Canyon, California, with possible relevance also for a newly safe Canyon, California, 94516. So agenda item 0A, I think this may mean that the WUS Academic Medical Center and even the virtual Harbin Hot Springs warm water cure and the WUS Longevity Genetics Institute and I may be moving forward into Canyon, California, 94516, and for a song potentially. Astounding. This has been a long time in the making. I lived in Canyon, California, 94516 for about 13 years until about 4 years ago. Agenda item 0B is a set of related Twitter posts. Just received hashtag good news WUAS about moving west to hashtag newly safe, hashtag Canyon 94516 in late 2024 from hashtag in asylum WUAS on hashtag US Eastern Seaboard with 200 hashtag WUAS UNIVS, hashtag WUAS Academic Medical Centers, ACAD, MED, CTR, and regarding also potentially hashtag Falling Water PA, not officially being a hashtag UNESCO World Heritage Site because it's not on the UNESCO list, whc.unesco.org/en/list, with implications for even hashtag UN security and hashtag international law in Pennsylvania. In all of these regards, I'm thinking both US federal law as well as potentially international law may be playing new roles to work effectively with states' law in World University and School and myself seeking to move into a newly safe Canyon 94516, departing Western Pennsylvania potentially in December of 2024. So all of this is in the agenda and news for today in both blog posts beginning Hazy Islands Wilderness, Alaska at worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. Just checking to see if anyone might want to be joining us now with this opportunity to ask your questions or share your answers such that I can ask you questions possibly in this open Q&A, this open time for conversation in growing MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School for free WUAS degrees, accrediting and free open wiki schools, and also growing the WUAS educational services stores in the academic press at WUAS in 7,164 known living languages with machine learning, machine translation, large language models, AI as well. So agenda item 1, congratulations, hashtag Dr. Partha Mayumder and Hank Greeley at Stanford on the hashtag Nature Pub publication of the incredible hashtag Human Cell Atlas project how to interoperate hashtag all cells with hashtag GAtomView and GCellView, Google Atom View, Google Cell View, regarding a YouTube video titled How to View Street View in a Smart Meeting Room, and with Google Time Slider. And check out the video, which is in this Twitter post. So it has 5 or 6 walls with all covered with TV panels and a table in the middle with a computer and a console and a woman potentially there engaging Google Street View with Time Slider on the computer and the console, and potentially even Pegman in that Google Street View with all the images of Google Street View somewhere in Scotland on all 5 sides of her, on the ceiling, on all 4 walls, apparently, such that one could move through Scotland in this Google Street View room wall. How to do it at the cell view level and at the atom view level, and potentially interoperate it with the Human Cell Atlas project that Dr. Partha Majumdar in Kolkata, West Bengal, India, Kalyani, founder of a genome institute there, genomics institute there, is, I think, spearheading. And with regard also to potentially a whole project to model, it seems, every single cell type in the human body from trillions of cells. So World University and Schools question here is how to do it in Google Street View and with the molecular level and the atom view level as well. And this retweets Hank Greeley's Twitter post about this. New pub, me with 41 co-authors, the commitment to HCA, to humanity, HCA being the Human Cell Atlas project. Nature Commune, 15:10019, and the Nature publication article URL. Parentheses, hope I did 2.38% of the work. Close parentheses. Huge credit to Partha Majumdar. HCA equals the Human Cell Atlas, a very big deal. See this from today's at The Economist. And further, how could World University and School do this with electronic health records, avatar agent electronic health records? So interoperate the Human Cell Atlas project in a realistic virtual Earth for cells, for genetics, and potentially for people's avatar agent electronic health records, potentially all 7.9 billion people. Agenda item 2. This is a classical music tweet, and regarding the symphony at World University and School, symphony orchestra, we'd like to have 200 online symphony orchestras so that people would be playing from their homes over eventually real-time internet connections. So World University and School would like to help develop faster internet speeds, broadband, so that musicians wouldn't notice the lag, for example, in playing together from their homes across countries. So this is regarding Simon Rattle, the dynamic conductor from Manchester, England, who is conducting in this 3-minute video put on by Deutsche Grammophon, Beethoven's Fifth, with an orchestra of young people. The hashtag, the Twitter feed, the Twitter post reads, hashtag dynamic Simon Rattle, hashtag Beethoven's Fifth, young people, and the URL for this 3-minute video. The woman musician at very end looks very sad, signifying question mark. how best to grow hashtag WUAS abolition law movement among hashtag symphony musicians in all 200 hashtag countries WUAS and in their main languages. And then the wiki subject page, the wiki school in English for the symphony orchestra at World University and School, ? Agenda item 3, a related music tweet, also classical music, but classical Scottish bagpiping music. Set of tweets reads, just played hashtag Struan Robertson's Salute, hashtag Pibroch WUAS. Pibroch is the classical form of Highland bagpipe, Scottish bagpipe music, on hashtag Scottish small pipes, which sounds like music for a joust. But hashtag Google AI says there weren't jousts in Scotland in the Middle Ages, despite the picture in the YouTube video, with the YouTube video of a piper playing Struan Robertson's Salute, having a picture of two medieval soldiers on horses fighting each other, almost like a joust, but not a joust, a battle scene. And the set of tweets continues, play on hashtag Highland bagpipes or hashtag SSPS, Scottish small pipes. And with the wiki bagpipe tutorials at World University and School. So as I've played this piece many times, it seems like ideal music for even a somewhat formal joust with two horses, with people on them with lances lined up to come against each other with their lances, potentially one knocking the other off the horse, because the music seems like it would build in tempo that could affect the horses themselves through the sounds played in with this particular piece of Struan Robertson's Lament. And a further related question would be, how could Google AI access possibly new databases if the information, if the data it's drawing from isn't giving it accurate information about, for example, the existence of jousts in Scotland in the Middle Ages? And further, how could scholars, even who might find new evidence that there were or weren't jousts in Scotland, say in the 1200s or 1300s or 1400s or 1500s or similar, add further database resources for Google AI, Gemini, and related large language models, other generative conversational AI too, like ChatGPT? How could the databases be added to in a critical scholarly manner with new evidence to change the Google artificial intelligence, for example, for accuracy? Interesting set of questions in a variety of ways. Listen to the piece, it's very pretty as well. Agenda item 4, envisioning living to 250 years of age and well beyond. And with extreme longevity, genetic drug therapies and aging reversal genetic drug therapies as well, and with potentially FDA-approved genetic drug therapies emerging. It's difficult to envision what living to 250 years of age or longer will be like, let alone the effects of aging reversal genetic drug therapies with potentially FDA-approved genetic drug therapies emerging, and regarding family. But I'm continuing to explore some aspects of this in two blog labels in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, longevity, and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/search/label/genes. And see in particular a recent blog post, the Akutan Island and Hot Springs in Alaska blog post in November of 2024 from a couple of days ago, maybe on Saturday, the 23rd of November, 2024 at scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2024/11/Akutan Island Alaska.html. Agenda item 5, Wikidata. This is some questions for Lydia Pincher, the product manager for Wikidata in Berlin, and Peter Norvig, the head of Google AI, who also I think has been involved in Wikidata with Denny Brandacek working at Google for a while before returning to Europe, and Hilary Thorson at the Stanford Libraries, who's helping to develop library resources with the Lexeme project, lexicographical project from Wikidata and Wikimedia, potentially in more than its 300 languages with an affinity group. And also for David Chalmers, philosopher of consciousness at NYU, and Roland Vogel at Stanford Law Codex, and regarding 250 plus planned online law schools with AI and machine learning and large language models at World University and School. And Maria, whom I met through Stanford Law Codex, who gave a presentation on Judge AI, and who is living in Armenia in the Caucasus presently, but originally from Russia. And it follows on some emails that I sent inquiring about World University and School's Miraheza Media Wiki, which seems to have stopped being editable by myself, Scott_WUAS on Wikidata, and why. And I've tried to add two recent additions, ideas to both the Yoga Wiki School and the Consciousness Wiki subject page at Miraheza Media Wiki for WUAS, but they haven't stayed up. They aren't there. One was how to compare, for example, yoga asana benefits for specific ailments with physical therapy therapies for specific ailments in a way that might even emerge in a realistic virtual earth, such that people could go to these two parallel wiki schools, wiki subjects at World University and School, and potentially find help for their physical ailments that potentially yoga, asana, and physical therapy would be the cures for. How to bring these together in conversation, yoga, asana, and physical therapy. And it also, this emails asked why adding the YouTube video with David Chalmers and Neil deGrasse Tyson and Chuck Nice and Gary O'Reilly, English soccer player, all in conversation with each other in New York, apparently, in an extraordinary conversation, a fascinating conversation about consciousness. What is consciousness? Subjective experience is one definition. Didn't get posted to the Consciousness Wiki subject at World University and School. And following on those queries, I also asked Lydia and Peter and Hilary and David and Roland and Maria and others how to develop queries. So Wikidata is structured knowledge database that allows for querying. It's a knowledge base, and one can use structured query language to access and ask questions of the knowledge in this knowledge database in more than 300 languages of Wikimedia, Wikipedia. So how to develop queries for academic courses from MIT OCW in 5 languages. And that URL for translated courses is ocw.mit.edu/courses/translated-courses. For example, that examine aspects of aging reversal genetics. And for example, the Aging Reversal Genetics Wiki subject page, Wiki School at World University and School in English so far. So how to begin to ask with structured query language the data bases for MIT OCW's courses in 5 languages. What courses or parts of courses we might find in all 5 languages that might further help a student or a learner examine aspects of aging reversal genetics. And more than that, but for all WUS prospective students to find also new helpful courses, potentially in the 42 majors that worlduniversityandschool.org has listed, drawing from MIT OpenCourseWare courses in English, undergraduate and graduate, and toward their free online degrees from home and across languages. So how could a student use Wikidata and WUS Miraheza MediaWiki's front-end wiki to potentially find further courses where the WUS Wiki subjects page, a main wiki subject page, and all its academic and creative subjects could well become course catalogs for students to find new courses from just by browsing the wiki schools in WS Miraheza MediaWiki, but also potentially where such students and everyone, volunteers, faculty, could further teach to a subject like chemistry or anthropology or Watsu, water shiatsu, both academic and creative subjects, by simply adding to the WS Miraheza MediaWiki subject of their interest, possibly when taking a course for credit towards free degrees, possibly when just further starting a subject page and teaching to it. So looking for also excellent free open source courses from universities in all 200 countries beyond MIT OCW in 5 languages. And for example, to find courses for the Aging Reversal Genetics Wiki School at World University and School. And also regarding Wikidata's recent Twitter post, which reads, in the latest issue of our monthly research newsletter, Spinach, quote unquote, a LLM, large language model based tool to make Wikidata's data more accessible, translating, quote, challenging real world questions, end quote, into Sparkle Query. It's a form of structured query language, and various other recent publications. And check out the Wikimedia newsletter from November of 2024 for research. And check out the Wiki Research Twitter post as well. So continuing on, I asked Gemini AI, conversational generative artificial intelligence, in these regards, how many languages is MIT OpenCourseWare in? And can you give me a URL for that? And are there any aging genetics reversal courses there too? And fascinatingly, interestingly, it said too that MIT OpenCourseWare offers courses in various languages, including English, French, German, and Japanese. Well, in about 15 years, I had never known that MIT OpenCourseWare had courses in French, German, and Japanese. The current languages that it's in, that's on the URL for translated courses I just mentioned from MIT OCW, include Chinese and Turkish and Spanish and Korean, I think, besides English. So fascinating to learn that there are courses in many languages, such as French, German, and Japanese. How to access potentially courses from all 200 countries in their main languages that would be OpenCourseWare, that would be MIT OpenCourseWare, and for learners taking free degrees in 42 majors, but say for finding more approaches to aging reversal genetics as courseware, potentially for open learning or towards even free online degrees, and potentially also in a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal, a realistic virtual Earth for genetics. Think Google Street View with TimeSlider, Google Maps, Google Earth, TensorFlow AI, Google Translate, Little Pegman becoming electronic health records, avatar agent electronic health records, and at the cell view level as well as the molecular level and the Street View level. So with TimeSlider again. And in these regards, a further question to Lydia and everyone, is Wikidata in or accessible by Gemini for querying in 300 plus languages? And this is all in today's Hazy Islands Wilderness, Alaska blog post. But also check out regarding the yoga and consciousness philosophy of mind questions that I asked Lydia and all about, and not being able to post any longer to WUS Mira Hazen Media Wiki, which I started. Check out the North Fork Awahi Wilderness blog post in Idaho from Wednesday, November 20th, with all these Wikidata questions in it, or will be in it. So it's North Fork Awahi Wilderness, Idaho blog post in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. And this would all be toward 200 world-class major online MIT OCW-centric wiki World University and School WUAS universities. From the nation states wiki subject page, you will eventually be able to access a university from your country in your main languages and take free degrees there, or engage wiki schools there, teaching to, learning from. And also in 7,164 known living languages, plus languages. We want to have all languages ever, extinct ones, etc. And that will be potentially accessible from, those will be from, as wiki schools too, from the languages wiki subject page at World University and School. Just checking if people might be seeking to join us. Not at this time. Agenda item 6. How best regarding sociology questions, sociology WUAS, and as 200 WUAS university institutions to model our WUAS information technology on the US federal government's, regarding the US federal government employing about 2.87 million people in 2023 per Google Gemini AI. So the academic discipline of sociology studies institutions as well as so much else. Interestingly, MIT, I think, does not have a sociology department. I would posit that this might be due to the so-called culture wars of past decades, but I don't know. And regarding also further, where World University and School WUS seeks to employ about 2.5 million people in all 200 countries and speakers of all 7,164 known living languages over the next 50 to 100 years. So a set of tweets in these regards, and regarding also that I'm glad that government processes have been digitized since before the Obama-Biden 8 years, from about 2008 to 2016. Regarding World University and Schools seeking to create 200 major universities as institutions and potentially modeling it on the US federal government's various agencies and institutions, departments and wings. So set of tweets in these regards. How best regarding hashtag sociology WUAS, check it out on Twitter. And as 200 hashtag WUAS, UNIVS institutions to model our hashtag WUAS infotech on hashtag US federal government, GOVT', regarding employing about 2.87 million people in 2023 with World Univ and SCH and at WS Press seeking to employ 2.5 million people in all 200 countries and speakers of all 7,164 known living languages. So could World University begin building out our information technology with the US State Department, which is probably involved in 200 countries per the Olympics, and various regions and territories as well, and has been for centuries as a start? And could we develop our clinical trials for speakers of all 7,164 languages and regarding veterinary medicine as well, and a whole variety of species in collaboration, in partnership with the Food and Drug Administration in the US government, as the two institutions within the US government, the US State Department and the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and the US federal government. And for further information about this, check out the Agasaguk Island or Bogoslav Island blog post from a few days ago, late November of 2024, in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. Agenda item 7, and this is from the Monday, November 18th, 2024, Open World University and School WS News and Question and Answer, and regarding hashtag Grow with Google and hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth and hashtag de-extinction. Check out the video from last Monday, a week ago today, and regarding, for example, de-extincting species and individuals thinking, which begins at about 9 minutes and 30 seconds in. And it's also on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScottMcCloud/World University /videos. Sorry, youtube.com/ScottMcCloud World University /videos. And check out also the blog posts that begin honey locust, Gleditsia triancanthos. And there's some related LinkedIn posts. So could we de-extinct the woolly mammoth in Alaska? Virtually too, in a realistic virtual Earth for genetics, passing on woolly mammoth traits through an Asian elephant, say that prevent freezing of cells, through an Asian elephant having added to it such traits genomically and giving birth to a baby woolly mammoth that is freeze resistant with the traits being added to the mother's germline, such that possibly the baby that it gives birth to, the baby woolly mammoth, might be able to further pass on freeze-resistant traits to another generation. Fascinating times we're living in regarding even and especially de-extinction questions, and potentially computer science and a realistic virtual Earth at the cell level and the molecular level and the atom level, atomic level, and the street view levels with time sliders all will help in this endeavor on the virtual side as scientists and researchers further develop this on the physical, biological side of living on Earth. Agenda item 8. Happy Thanksgiving. 200 world-class #university research libraries in 200 countries, main languages, at CC4 licensed ocw.mit.edu centric wiki, World Univ and SCH, WUS Press Online in #realistic virtual Earth for libraries, #street view with #time slider, TensorFlow AI, and the library resources wiki school. And there's a great picture of a magnificent library with a wonderfully arched roof, beautiful, that might be illustrative of how we might be able to go into a realistic virtual Earth, into any library on the planet, especially major research libraries and national libraries, for example, virtually. So in a realistic virtual Earth, and pull a virtual book off the shelf, and potentially in Google Street View with Time Slider. So we might be able to go back through time to the British Library in the 1810s, or the Smithsonian and the Library of Congress in the mid 1800s as well, or the 1700s, and get any book from any time or any scientific paper, potentially even as wiki, so that we could add rare and obscure books and writings into these libraries, making them accessible in brand new ways, thanks to a realistic virtual Earth for libraries, thanks to the web. And check out also a blog post in these regards, North Fork Owyhee Wilderness in Idaho. So switching to the other wing of World University and School, the WUS Corporation, the second of two WUS wings, a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. The WUS Press, planned in 7,164 languages with machine learning and translation. Check out the tax ID number in the state of California at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html in these regards. So this second wing complements the first wing of MIT OpenCourseware-centric Wiki World University and School, WUS, which is a nonprofit at the federal level and in the state of California as well. So there are 3 legal entities here, amazing synergies between them, planned in 200 countries and for speakers of 7,164 known living languages, and with also potentially the possibility of growing with machine learning and AI and large language models in unexpected ways well into the centuries ahead. So agenda item A, the WUS Corporation registered for another JP Morgan Chase Bank curated coaching TAP session on an upcoming Monday. And after learning about the incredible WUS moving forward into a newly safe Canyon 94516 development. This is also about, which I mentioned in agenda item 0 in the beginning today. This is also about building your brand strategy. And regarding further, a set of tweets I've shared before, enter the planned flagship hashtag WUS bookstore at WS Press on hashtag Walnut Street, hashtag Pittsburgh PGHPA, and regarding the hashtag WS Educational Services stores for books, computers, robotics, and the business plan link in Google Docs. And enter especially at WorldUniv and SCH itself for free, hashtag MIT OCW centric, hashtag WUS University, UNIVS apostrophe, hashtag WUS degrees, accessible then from home. So when entering the WS bookstore, the physical, digital, virtual, it will have physical, digital, so it's a physical bookstore, robotics store. You will also be entering potentially a virtual World University and School, and potentially for beginning the process of studying for, if you want, free MIT OCW-centric WS University degrees. And you will also, in such a bookstore, computer store, robotics store, physical one, physical digital one, be able to get a Lego Spike Prime robotics kit that you might use to matriculate in for free by playing with Lego robotics and the Scratch programming language and going through the tutorial of the Lego robotics kit, Lego Spike Prime from home, to begin your free degrees from home. And these Lego robotics kit learning processes might also emerge in a realistic virtual Earth for Lego robotics to gain the further benefits of machine learning and AI that would be available online, that would complement the physical Lego bricks and the Lego Spike Prime robotics kit. And in what ways, in a related set of tweets, could we do this with a hypothetical Siemens, the industrial automation company? So related set of tweets, enter the planned flagship hashtag WUS bookstore at WS Press on hashtag Walnut Street, hashtag PGHPA, and enter hashtag G Street View with hashtag Time Slider, hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth as hashtag WUS Multimedia Room at Siemens, hashtag Digital Building Twin Design with its hashtag Industrial Metaverse, and brainstorming with hashtag Peter Norvig as hashtag WUAS Engineering Director. And this retweets a Siemens tweet with a researcher in Germany who made a biomatrix beat sensor for optimizing cardiac MRIs and making them simpler and more comfortable for patients. Check this out. Agenda item AA in the WS Corporation wing. Check out the business plan for World University and School, the MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School WS Educational Services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, business plan for a startup business 2024. And agenda item AB, potentially also with Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet, and to end poverty as well, where you can, Pi is a new digital currency developed by Stanford PhDs with over 55 million members worldwide. To claim your Pi, follow this link, mindpi.com/SGKMAC, and use my username, SGKMAC, as your invitation code to get Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency free money daily on your smartphone. Agenda item B. So Pi cryptocurrency has a KYC process, a know your customer process. that everyone goes through if they start to get free money daily, if they start to get Pi coins. And the Know Your Customer process has been, the information about it has been posted, I think, beginning in around 2021. And it's succeeding in privacy and accuracy, according to a recent blog post, mindpi.com/blog/pi-network-KYC. And friendly Quaker brainstorming wise, how could KYC also refer to know your criminal ? Or similar to, potentially to help protect people and even grow a worldwide abolition movement for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a Wikidata PIN number from you at World University and School. And in all of PI's 230 countries and regions too. Interesting to learn that Pi is focusing on 230 countries and regions too. Read how the KYC Know Your Customer process works for Pi as they grow and develop. I've posted this in today's both blog posts for your, it's fascinating, your edification. So that's WS News and Question and Answer today. And I'll post this to the active YouTube channel, the video recording, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, and also to the main Twitter feeds, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, and twitter.com/WUAS Press. The next WS News and Question and Answer is next Monday. I think it's December 2nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, USA and Canada, 7:30 p.m. I think in India. Tune in there. Come into conversation on Twitter, for example, or on LinkedIn if you have questions. And as we continue to grow with Google and in seeking not only with Peter Norvig's incredible article about World University and School, #Toolify AIWUAS, titled Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School, as WS continues to grow and seek to begin to reach out to students in already in school, for example, who might be interested in free online degrees from home that are MIT OCW centric, and Google, for example, Grow with Google centric. Google CS First with Google at WUAS is one such course, learning the Scratch programming language. So until next time, see you later. And stay in touch on social media, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH. Bye for now.